Hi guys, this is Igor from Vinous, Reverie wine merchant, and I call this the shop for the adventurous wine drinker, where I basically specialize in international, highly acclaimed wines that you will read in the magazines like, like Wine Spectator, Wine Enthusiast, New York Times, the San Francisco Chronicle. All these wines made by smaller producers that specialize in organic, sustainably made wines that are, made in the best efforts. Plus, they're delicious. And today we actually have a theme for the 5 wines. The theme is Piemonte, which is Piedmont is another name for it. It's a region in northwest Italy. It's most famous for its Barolo wines. Barolo is a commune within Piedmont, and it specializes in Nebbiolo grape. And a lot of people call it like the king of wines in Italy because it's some of the most famous wines in the world. But Piedmont makes other varieties besides Nebbiolo. So we're going to taste some of these, and we'll also taste a Nebbiolo grape as well. So let's start with the first one, which is a white wine. It's called Nascetta. So Nascetta, it actually has a really great story to it, and I think it kind of fits with the theme of the adventurous wine. The grape was on the verge of extinction about 4 decades ago. There was only a few rows of it left, and the rows were actually intermixed with other varieties. So it was like a field blend. And one of the producers, actually the one we're tasting right now, Elvio Cogno, he made a wine out of it, and he realized how good the wines potentially could be. And after that, they started planting more of it. It kind of brought the wine out of extinction. So now more producers are producing this wine, and with the examples that are being made right now, a lot of wine professionals and winemakers actually think that Nascetta, the grape Nascetta, might be the best white wine in Piedmont, in the whole region of Piedmont. And this particular grape, it mostly grows in the Novello commune, and so yeah, that's kind of where it comes from. So yeah, very excited to taste this wine. A little accolades about this wine. You got 17.5 points from JensensRobinson.com, which is on a 100-point scale would be like 94 points. And it's the highest scored Nascetta grape in the database. So this exact wine, the 2021 Nascetta, got the highest score in the database. So that's kind of pretty cool accolade. So this is kind of the ultimate example of the grape. On the nose, you get like flowers, white flowers, like citrus notes, some kind of herbs. And continues on the palate. Got a little more honey notes, a little richer, like medium bodied. Definitely a wine that would go great with like vegetable dishes, seafood, or even white meats. Oh, excellent wine. I would highly recommend this wine. Alright guys, so the second one we have in the lineup is kind of a classic, Moscato di Asti. So this is a light alcohol, slightly fizzy, sweet wine. It's got beautiful kind of honey notes on it. And I don't know if you guys can see, even when I poured it, it had like a little fizz on it. So it comes from the village of Asti, and Moscato is the grape. Oh yeah, you got kind of that fruit, honey notes. You can even smell the sweetness of it. Man, but it's so bright on the palate. I love it. And the honey notes continue. And it's definitely a sweet wine, but it's not cloying. It's got like this beautiful like acidity to it to kind of balance the sweetness out. You know what I don't think would be great for brunch? Instead of like having mimosas, I think this would be a great substitute for that. Like a great brunch, light alcohol. It's like 5% alcohol. It's basically sparkling water. Only tastes much better than any sparkling water I think out there. It's a beautiful wine. Yeah, Piemonte's making some good wines these days so far. All right, the third one is, this is a really fun one. So this is from Montalbera, like a really nice producer in Piedmont. They specialize in the Ruque grape. So Ruque is one of the indigenous grapes to the area. Like a lot of grapes from Piedmont, it's got these like beautiful acidity, got kind of rose petal notes to it, and it's got a forest floor character. A lot of them are like Piemontese, that's what they call it. A lot of these wines, different grapes, but they have kind of similarity that combines them because you know they're coming from the same region. But this is not 100% Ruque, this is a blend with Barbera. 60% Barbera, 40% Ruque. Oh yeah, got a kind of damp forest floor on the nose. It's like really prominent on the wine, on the nose. Tart fruit dominates the palate. Oh, it's just like, it's just kind of lingering. Definitely, like cranberries, a lot of cranberries, like really tart fruit. Oh, it's a very nice finish. It'd be great, like, it's a great food wine. I think it would go with a lot of, obviously, Italian-based dishes. Pasta dishes, I think would be really good. Oh, very nice combo. Yeah. And really good value too, for $14. I think this is pretty fantastic. One of the Italian reviewers, Luca Maroni, he specializes mostly in Italian wines. He gave this 98 points and considered this a great value. Now, I don't think it's a 98-point wine on like a typical 100-point scale. I think what he was doing is he was rating wines by categories, and this he fit into kind of good value. So he gave it a high score based on a good value option, not based on like overall option. It's definitely not like an amazing the first growth Bordeaux or anything like that. It's a great everyday drinking wine. That's what it is. All right. Then from Vietti, Barbera di Asti. So this is definitely a classic wine from Piedmont, Barbera grape. And it comes from one of the two villages that's famous for Barbera, Asti and Alba. So this is an Asti. Typically, Asti is slightly less. They have like a lighter body than Albas, but both of the wines I would say like light to medium body and style. The same village, obviously, where Moscato di Asti comes from, but this is their famous red grape. Red fruit once again dominate here. Wow, the acidity is even higher than the Ruque and Barbera blend that we had before from Montalbera. Oh yeah, I'm talking about tomato dishes, pizza, classic kind of Italian cuisine. I think this would be really great with it. Tart red fruit, great acidity. Man, just kind of sitting on the palate. I love these wines that have long finishes. It's just, I don't know, to me that's like part of the complexity of these wines. All right. And the last one is going to be from Giovanni Rosso, Nebbiolo Langhe. So Nebbiolo, that's the grape. Langhe is the sub-region within Piedmont. And then within Langhe, the two famous communes, Barolo and Barbaresco, that also make Nebbiolo grapes. So this is not from those two communes. This is from the greater Langhe region, but this is definitely a Nebbiolo. And one of the characteristics with Nebbiolo, it's a medium-bodied wine, but what it's famous for, and specifically what Barolos are famous for, are for their big, fierce tannins. Kind of the rule of thumb with Barolos is don't even touch them for 10 years from vintage. But Nebbiolos, they're made from younger fruit. They don't get the same oak treatment, so they're made to kind of in a more friendly drinking, immediate drinking wine. So yeah, this is definitely a 2020 vintage. It should be good to go. Oh, beautiful aromatics. You know, a little bit of that rose petal that Nebbiolo is famous for. Red fruits once again. Oh yeah. Oh man, all these wines have long finish to them, high acidity, just a great great selection of wines. I think, you know, if you guys never had wines from Piedmont, this is a good selection to have. I'm gonna put the descriptions of all these wines in the comments below, in the description section below. And if you guys ever tasted these wines, if you guys ever tasted wines from Piedmont, please leave some comments or your thoughts, and your thoughts on my opinions of this as well. So that'd be great. You can find all these wines at my shop at VinousReverie.com. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you.